don't tarry, because it's time to meet our host, handsome Jim Parry on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Parry.
I like your new dress. Welcome to Card Sharks. Thank you. I don't care if she pronounces it Parry or Perry. That is a most perceptive viewer, Mrs. Ronald Duckworth of Alameda, California. Thank you for that opening poem. And now let's get to the cards. And Janice and Marky, if you will, load in the cards. We'll meet our players on Card Sharks. Kathy Bell, our champion.
Hi,
nice to see you again.
Oh, it's good to be here.
A very nice outfit today.
Thank you.
Kathy, my spies told me that you wanted to win, what, $1,000? What was it you didn't want to win?
Yes, all I wanted to do is win a match and just get about $1,000 in the bonus cards so I can get home and pay for my trip, and that would have just made it great. But I don't believe this. This is just out of my realm. I don't know what to do.
You just about buy the airplane. $22,900 in cash Kathy has won so far. And still here. This lady's going to try to stop that. Tracy Cressy, our challenger. Hi, Tracy. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
And we just met you yesterday, so won't you tell us a little about yourself?
Well, my name is Tracy Cressy, and I'm from the Chicago suburb of Palatine. And I'm living out here in L.A. for a couple of months while my husband trains in the F-4 out at George Air Force Base.
Good. Well, it is good to have you here, and the cards are all cut. You're both ready. Good luck. And, of course, the cards are shuffled. The players cut them, and Kathy, the champion, plays the upper deck, the red cards, and Tracy, the lower, the blue cards. And we play the best 2 out of 3. We're in the middle of game number 1, and as we left off, the question goes to you, Tracy. Tracy, we asked 100 women, have you ever caught a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and thought, oh, no, that can't be me? How many women said that's happened to them?
I know it's happened to me, and I think that's happened to just about everybody. Sometimes you look your best, sometimes you don't. And go by a mirror, go by a store window and see yourself, and it's going to be high. I'll say 65.
65 women have said, oh, no, that can't be me.
Oh, she's definitely wrong. I just said it a few minutes ago. I'd say much higher.
Even higher than that?
Oh, yes.
Well, if it is higher, Kathy, you'll go to the board first. If not, it'll be Tracy. And the actual number of women who have looked in the mirror and thought, oh, no, that can't be me, is 78. You're right, Kathy, it's higher. Kathy, as we left off, you have a 6 as a base card.
You know, that's not a bad card, but I think I'll change it.
Well, whenever you win the question, you have the right to change it. 2, a 10.
Oh.
You get a lot of 10s,
Yes,
Kathy.
I'm a 10 lady, and I'm going to have to stick with what I've been going with, lower.
Lower than a 10. Oh, no, another 10. Kathy and those 10s, and of course that gives Tracy a free chance to play off the jack to call this.
I'm going to go lower.
Lower than a jack. Yes, a 7.
I'll freeze, please.
We move the freeze bar over. Can't take those cards away. You've got a 1-card advantage as Janice fills in the space for you, Kathy. I'll get it out. I'll get to fix the teeth one of these days. Kathy, we asked 100 mailmen across the country, do you carry a supply of doggy candy just in case? How many mailmen said they do?
Oh, gee whiz, I know my girlfriend's father's a mailman, and I don't think he's ever carried it. He may have carried something a little bit more damaging than that. So I'd say it'd be low. I'd say about, 25.
25 mailmen carry a little doggy candy to keep the dogs away, Tracy.
I agree with her reasoning on that. I don't think that many mailmen they have all the letters and the packages. They're not going to have room to carry little doggy crunchies. I think it's going to be lower than that.
Lower than that. And the actual number of mailmen who carry doggy candy is 5. Very much lower. Tracy. You've got a 7, Tracy.
Change it.
Changing the 7 to a 2, a great change.
Higher.
Higher than a 2. Yes, a queen.
Lower.
Lower than a queen. Oh, no, an 8. Oh, no. And again, Kathy with a 10. Call this.
Oh, I'm going to stick with my girl again and say lower.
Lower than a 10. It is a 5.
Great. I'm going to go again and say higher.
Risking that and this higher. Yes, a king.
Oh, my goodness. That's a great card, and I'm going to go again and say lower.
Lower than a king. No, an 8. And the same thing happens to Kathy. Kathy with 4 cards. Tracy needing 3. Sudden death. Someone has to win with this play of the cards, and both players have a long way to go, so control is important. Tracy, we asked 100 men whose wives stay home and take care of the house. Ask the men, does your wife have dishpan hands? How many husbands said yes?
Well, I think in this day and age, not that many women do because they have the dishwashers. I personally do because I live in an apartment that doesn't have one, but if I could, I would have it. I think that's going to be pretty low. I'll say 20.
20 have dishpan hands, Kathy.
You know, I have a dishwasher, but I scrub a lot of other things. So they may not call it dishpan, but they're pretty rough. So I'd say it's going to be higher.
Higher. Well, this will decide that all-important control in sudden death. The actual number of husbands whose wives have dishpan hands is 18, not higher. Tracy, you have a 2, a good card, but you need 3 cards. Kathy has a 10. She needs 4. Do you want to play it or pass it?
I'm going to pass it.
All right, Kathy, the pressure's on. If you can turn the ball over, you won the game. One mistake and Tracy wins.
I'm going to be consistent and say lower.
With a 10, lower. No, it's not. And right away, Tracy wins it in sudden death. Game 1 to the challenger with $100. Game 2 coming up right after this. Please watch, if you will. That was pretty well. Who's going to get control on that? Challenger won game number 1. Janice will deal out the same 2 decks of cards. These are the next cards off the top of the deck. Tracy and Kathy, Kathy, the question goes to you. Kathy, we asked 100 bodybuilders, would you date a woman whose muscles were as big as yours? How many bodybuilders said they would?
Oh, my husband bodybuilds a little bit, and I think a bodybuilder has an ego, and he wants to be strong. So I'd say it'd have to be low. I'd say 12.
12 want the woman's muscles as big as his.
I agree, they have an ego, and if a woman is as big as a bodybuilder, she is a good-sized woman. I'm going to say lower.
Even lower than that.
Even lower.
Well, the actual number of bodybuilders who would date a woman whose muscles were as big as theirs is 15, not lower. Kathy. Yes, I'd like to see those women myself, Tracy. Kathy, you're starting with an 8.
Oh, I want to change it.
Changing the 8 to a 6.
Oh, it's not a bad card, but I'm going to have to go with the odds and say higher.
Higher than a 6. Yes, a 9.
Oh, bad card, so I'm going to freeze.
Freezing it and taking that 1 card advantage. This question goes to you, Tracy. Tracy, we asked 100 bachelors. Have you ever worn the same socks for an entire week without washing them? How many bachelors admitted they have?
Well, I have a brother that's a bachelor, and he is notorious for not doing his laundry. And I think a lot of other bachelors are, too. If they don't have mommy around to do it for them or a wife, I will say, I think I made a lot of enemies on that. I'm going to go with 60.
60 bachelors have worn the same socks for an entire week without washing them.
No, I don't think so. Even while I was dating my husband, he seemed to be quite meticulous. I'd say it'd be a lot lower.
Lower. The actual number of bachelors who've worn the same socks for a week without washing them is 14. It's lower. Kathy. Yes. And I might add to that, they are apt to stay bachelors for a very long time. Kathy, you've got a 9.
I'd say change it.
You want to change the 9 to an 8. Right up the middle, not a good change.
I'd say since the other card's low, I'll go high.
Higher than an 8. An 8, very much higher.
Let's go on and say lower.
Lower than an ace, a 4.
Oh, let's keep going and say higher.
To tie up the match, higher than a 4. Yes, she did it. And the champion ties things up. Well, each player with 1 game and $100, and we'll set up for the tiebreaker with just 3 cards up there, 3 questions here. This will decide who gets a crack at the money cards. Kathy, our man on the street took a survey of 100 women who were competing in the Miss Nude Galaxy Beauty Pageant and asked them, do you consider yourself an old-fashioned girl? How many nude beauty contestants do consider themselves old-fashioned girls?
Well, I would say I read an article about a woman who won that contest, and I really think that she was an old-fashioned girl. So I would say...
We could tell.
No, I couldn't tell. I didn't have a picture. But let's see. I would say 37.
37 nude beauty contestants consider themselves old-fashioned girls, Tracy.
I think it's going to be higher. Just because they're out in the nude doesn't mean the rest of their morals or whatever are up to date.
So you say higher.
So to say. I think higher.
The actual number of nude beauty contestants who consider themselves old-fashioned girls is 38 by 1. It is higher. Tracy. And Tracy, you start with a king.
I'll keep it and go lower.
Lower than a king. Yes, a 7.
I'm going to freeze on that.
Freezing it, needing 1 card for the championship. Tracy, we asked 100 people who own dogs. Have you ever eaten dog food? How many dog owners said they have eaten dog food?
I don't own a dog, but I know a lot of the hamburger that they give for the dogs looks a lot like hamburger. I still don't think I would eat it, and I don't think a lot of other people would. I'm going to say that's pretty low. I'm going to say 25.
25 dog owners have eaten dog food, Kathy.
You know, I heard of that happening to a neighbor of mine. So it's a good chance. You're saying
25 have eaten dog food.
Oh, I'd say let's say lower.
Lower. You're going to say lower. The actual number of dog owners who have eaten dog food is 15. It's lower. Kathy. Kathy, your base card is a 2.
Oh, I'm going to play that card. It's just too good to pass up. Higher.
Higher than a 2. Yes, a 6.
Oh, I'm going to keep going and say higher.
If this is higher, she retains the championship for the win. No, it's not higher. And a break for Tracy to play off the 7 and call this.
I'm going to say higher.
If this is higher, you are the champion on Card Sharks for the win. Yes! Champion! Tracy Cressy pulls it out. And Kathy, thank you so much. You're leaving us with that last game and even $23,000.
Thank you.
Fine champion. Kathy Bell. Thank you, Kathy. Tracy, come on down here. Well, I hope you can do as well.
I hope so. That's going to be hard to beat, though.
I hope she can do it. We'll get to the money cards right after this commercial break. Good job. Is your husband out there smiling happily? Back with our champion, Tracy Cressy, who's got $200 for winning the match. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Come on, Tracy, hop on up. This is it, going for the big money. And the money cards have been shuffled and cut. Janice will start dealing them out as we give you $200 of betting money on the bottom line and these 3 cards. When you move up to the second level, we'll give you another $200 of betting money and 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card, where you must bet at least half the money on the big bet. Good luck. Kathy did well. I hope you can do just as well.
Boy, it's going to be hard to beat her.
Here's $200, Tracy. As in the game, you have a choice of 2 base cards to start with. You can, of course, change your base card as you move up to each of the next 2 levels if you need to. With $200, you're starting with a 10.
Let's change it.
All right. You must play this one. I hope it's a good change. Oh, it is with an ace.
I'll bet all of it that it's lower.
$200 lower than an ace. Yes, with an ace. Doubling it to $400.
That's kind of awful iffy card. I'm going to stick to 50 that it's going to be lower.
$50 bet lower than an 8. Oh, another ace. Not bad for $50, though.
Yeah, 300 that it's lower.
300, did you say?
300.
300. You're holding back on that ace. $300 lower than an ace. A jack, yes. $650. Up goes the jack. We'll give you the other $200. You've got $850. Do you want that jack?
Yes, I do. I'll bet 300 that it's going to be lower.
$300 lower than a jack. Yes, a 2. Very much lower.
I'll go with $1,000 that it's going to be higher.
Again, you're holding back. $1,000 higher than a 2. A jack, yes. $2,150.
500 that it's going to be lower.
You're opening up the purse strings a bit now, Tracy.
Yes.
$500 lower than a jack. No, a king. But
That's a good card, though.
Card goes up for the big bet. You've got $1,650. You must bet at least $825, Tracy. What's your big bet?
I'll bet $1,100 that it's going to be lower.
$1,100 lower than a king. Yes! Jack for $2,750. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Come on down here.
That's fantastic.
You were very conservative, and you still came out in good shape with $2,950 for that match, Tracy. We'll meet a new challenger right after this commercial message. Okay, Cressy, we're dealing out 2 brand new decks of cards and meeting a new challenger on Card Sharks. Jorge Bloom. Hello, Jorge. Nice to meet you. Nice to have you here. Won't you tell us about yourself, sir?
Okay, as you know, my name is Jorge Blom. I come from Caracas, Venezuela, South America. I'm here a student at USC, working on my master's degree in engineering. And I'm here in this game for one very particular reason. And it's the fact that I was terribly, terribly in love with this girl, you know. Lovely, blonde girl. And
this blonde girl here?
Not as pretty as you. But she was really nice anyway.
And then what happened?
What happened? Okay, so I proposed to her, of course. You want to marry me? And she said, no, you know, I'm not really interested in you. I said, okay, what about if I become a millionaire, so, all of a sudden? And what do you guys think she said? No, she said no. She said, you will never become a millionaire by 26, so I won't buy it. I said, you think I won't become a millionaire by 26? You're crazy. Of course I will. And that was my challenge. That's my reason for being here. I'm going to become a millionaire, and I need some money to start with. That's my reason.
And now let's play As the Stomach Turns.
And she might change her mind.
Okay. Nice to have you here. You've cut the cards, of course, sir. You ready? Then you'll play the lower cards, the blue cards, and Tracy the red cards. Tracy, we asked 100 married women, does your husband hog the bed covers at night? How many women said yes, he does?
From personal experience, I can tell you, my husband hogs the covers. I am always cold, and he is always hot. It's going to be high. Oh, well, that too, but I'm going to say 65.
65. And he's here in the audience, too. Okay. She says 65 husbands, married women said their husband hogs the bed covers. Jorge, what do you say?
Well, I tell you something. I'm not married, but I have done it myself, too. So I have to go higher on that.
Higher,
yeah.
Yes. That's why she said no, Jorge. The actual number of married women whose husband hogs the covers is 55, not higher. You got it, Tracy. Tracy, you're starting off with a 4.
I'll keep that, and I'll go higher.
Higher than a 4. Yes, a 5.
I'm going to try it again and go higher.
Risking it higher than a 5. Oh, no, another 4. And a break for Jorge, who will look at the base card. A king.
And I'll keep that one. And I'll go lower than that.
Lower than a king. Oh, no, another king. Couldn't take advantage of it. Janice fills in the spaces. Jorge, your first question. Jorge, we found 100 women who have 10 or more children and asked them, the last time you waxed the kitchen floor, did someone walk across it before it was dry? How many women said yes?
10 children. That's a big number. The odds are against her, so I would say a very, very high number of children actually did it. I'll go for, say, about 70? Yeah.
70 women have had someone walk across the floor before it was dry, Tracy.
My mother only had 3 kids, and I don't think she did the floor once without one of us walking over it. I think it's even higher than that.
Well, the actual number of women with 10 or more children who had someone walk across the kitchen floor before it was dry is 63, not higher. Jorge, you got it. Yes.
I keep the king.
We're looking at a king.
I keep it and I go lower.
Lower than a king. Yes, a 3. This time a good card.
And I go higher now.
Higher than a 3. Oh, no, another double of 3. Wow, Tracy, a break. Play off the floor and call this.
Gotta be higher.
Higher than a 4. It is an 8.
Lower.
Lower than an ace. An 8.
Freeze.
Freezing it, and Tracy needs 2 cards for the first game in the match. And we're going to take time out for a brief pause, so don't go away. These people pay the bills. That's all the time we have for now. We'll invite Jorge and Tracy back to finish this match. And I do hope you'll come back and join us the next time we play Card Sharks. Bye-bye for now. Have yourself a very good day. We'll see you next time.
A representative of the studio audience will receive Arabia of Finland's Ruska stoneware, safe for dishwasher, refrigerator and oven, even microwave ovens. A Scandinavian design that's practical as well as beautiful, furnished by Arabia of Finland. And some of our contestants will receive Jovan, introducing exhilarating, vibrant, vital Jovan Sports Sense. For him, for her, because life is a contact sport. And the versatile West Bend Pizza Baker and Grill. Not only bakes delicious pizza, it grills and warms as well. Features non-stick surface and variable temperature control. And True Test Easy Care Latex Flat Enamel. Combines the flat finish of latex with the scrubbability of enamel. Exclusively from True Value Hardware stores. And St. Mary's Automatic Blanket with new silent Quadratec solid state control. Automatically pre-warms your bed and keeps you comfy all night. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks, a Mark Goodson-Bill Todman production.